Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out the Nine Kings demo. It was available during February 2025 Steam Next Fest. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed this one, but as always with these demos, stuff is subject to change. So, you choose a king, and you only have the one to start with, but you can unlock more as you play the game and complete certain achievements. Of course, more are going to be available in the actual full game. And it seems like each king can be leveled up in some way, possibly. And they have their own deck of cards and their own perks that you can level up as well. The perks were not available in the demo, that's only in the full game. And it seems like this is one of those turn-based defense games where you're going to draft a card and you're going to apply it somewhere in your 3x3 grid, and then a wave of enemies is going to attack you. And then you're going to rinse and repeat that for as long as you can. What's cool is that each card offers something unique. For example, I started with the farm, and the farm adds an extra unit to the adjacent military units. So I started with a farm, and with my castle that I originally put down, I actually can manually aim and fire at the oncoming enemies, which was cool. Wasn't expecting that. But over time, I started recruiting actual troops, and they fought for me. And by putting my troops next to farms, I was continuously adding to their numbers over time, and I thought that was really cool. But you do have so many lives. Like, if any of the enemies get through, you lose a life, and I think there's like 3 lives. And I lost one right away because I didn't have any troops. I didn't know how the game was played yet. But I did pick a military troop on my second turn and put it next to the farm, and I just kind of watched them grow over time. And that was kind of my strategy for the entire game. I was like, okay, I'm going to create an armada of troops. And that's kind of what I did. I focused heavily on getting farms and putting military units adjacent to those farms. But the kicker, like I said, is you only have a 3x3 grid. So you kind of have to be really picky about what you're putting down. In between waves, like I said, you'll be able to draft cards, and these cards will be added to your hand, so to speak, but you can only put one out onto the field there. And on top of that, you're earning these like orange diamond currency, I don't know what it's called, but you're earning that as well. And when you get to a certain point in your run, you'll be able to buy new cards from, I think it's like a Jack or a Joker or something like that. Very, card-based, themed-based kind of game. And I didn't see a way to like put the same card types over each other to level them up like I have in other games. Like, I tried putting a soldier card on top of an existing soldier slot in my 3x3 grid. Nothing seemed to happen. I wish there was more feedback there as to what it would have done. Maybe it just replaces it. I don't know. But I ended up with, I want to say 4 or 5 different troop types. And I also put this mycelium mushroom spore thing down, and it just kept spawning mushrooms, these mushrooms that attacked every turn, and they shot. They did 1 damage each, but like after 10 rounds, I had like 10 mushrooms out there because they accumulate. They stay on the field. So the longer this mycelium unit stays in your 3x3 grid, the more mushrooms that appear and shoot. So like I'm starting to realize how many different like strategies that you could pull off and how many different combos you can have. And like, I was presented with like all these unit options, but I didn't have any space left. I didn't want to like overwrite things. So I was kind of nervous about doing that. I didn't want to mess up what I had going, but I ended up having like a huge army at some point. And my archers, there are cards where you can level up existing plots. So my archers had like 2 upgrades on them. One was a poison, and I can't remember what the other one was. But one was a chain lightning that I put on my warlocks. It was cool. So there are cards that you can get to buff existing tiles rather than having to constantly replace things. Some are buildings. I want to keep playing this to see what I can do with it. Is what it comes down to. So like, all in all, Nine Kings, it's an excellent demo so far, and this is one that I definitely will be requesting a press key for, because I like games like this. I like games that involve, a little bit of drafting and figuring out what combos I can pull together and in order to be the most efficient. And the gameplay loop it's simple, but it's also satisfying. So go check out the demo while you can. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.